Hello, Elaine, or whoever is going to install this for Elaine. This is Robert here at Igneous Rock Gallery in my design studio, and I'm just going to do a tutorial here on how to install this. So this basin will get dug into the ground, and you probably want to leave this lip high of grade just a little bit so the water doesn't wash in there and wash debris into a low spot. So you want to set that a little bit higher than grade. And I just over dig depth-wise a few inches, and I put paver base in there and pack it real hard. You can get paver base and paver sand. You probably already know this, but you can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's if you don't already get it at your landscape supply place, which I think you guys know all about this, but I'd rather over explain it than not explain it. So it's on a compacted level base just like a patio would be. And when this thing sits in there to about this level, then before I put the tray in, everything's going to rest on. I want to show you, I used to spend way too much money on aquascape basins, which were clunky and heavy and the wrong shape. And so I get these tough-made tanks from Tractor Supply. Sometimes we do a 100-gallon version with a Rubbermaid one. And this is just 6-inch PVC, which will hold the weight of this thing no problem. I've gone ahead and traced out approximately where I think these all belong. You can set them pretty close to that mark and they'll be fine. And then the pump is going to go in here. And I'm just going to leave the hose on the pump. So if you lay that pump in here on its side, then that intake is low to the bottom. And I've got a 45 on here. And I'm going to pause this and show you what's next. I'm going to put this tray on there, but I got to put the phone down to do that. Okay, so I've put the tray down, and it's important that you don't put water in before you get this tray in there and then wait on top of the tray. You can probably guess the reason. Those white PVC things will start floating around and you'll never get them spaced right. They'll float and lay over on their side. And so you want to get some weight on here. And once you got the weight on, then they'll stay in place. But you can see on this template here, I've numbered according to my original artistic design, the columns according to their height. So number 1 in the center there. And you'll be able to see here as I put this together how the second tallest one goes on the 2 position and so on. So I'll go ahead and pause this and put all those there now. Okay, now the columns are sitting there on the template, and you can see that I've got a little mark down here to correspond to where the ball valve is. That's a ball valve submerged in the concrete footing, and you'll see after I plumb this here how that water gets to everything. And we can have the same amount of water coming out of each column because of that ball valve. And I'm going to include a ball valve handle on these. I think these are all the same size ball valve. I'll include a handle you can put right down over that and use it like a wrench. You can always just use a pair of pliers and turn those ball valves. I take the handle off. The nut that holds the handle on, I take that off so it's less that you have to cover with pebble. And you can get, I don't ship pebble because what it does to the freight and adds to the weight and everything makes it cumbersome. But for about $11 a bag, I think you can get black pebble called Bali at Lowe's. At least you can up here in the Northeast. And then they have what they call Ash River Stone at Home Depot. Comes in 30-pound bags, and you probably ought to have about 9 bags, I guess, to cover this real well, including the lip, the rim. You want to cover all the plastic bark and have the pebble go beyond the lip of the basin there into the mulch, into the landscape. All right, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to plumb it. All right. This dowel here is just to check the water like you would, the water level like you would checking your oil in your car. You just cover that stainless steel standpipe with a pebble that you'll recognize, and it's where it's located. It'll just be there underneath the pebble, and if you want to drop a stick down in there and see where the wet spot is. See, I only put enough water in there to cover the pump right now. I'm going to drain this and put it in the crate and ship it in a minute. So I'm just going to include these hoses. I'll leave as many of the hoses plugged in as I can, but you can see that hose says 3 where it goes into the 3rd tallest column, and 5 where it attaches to that T that comes off the 5th, the smallest column. It's all straightforward, and you guys are probably smarter and better looking than I am, so I don't think you'll have any trouble. If there's any questions, feel free to call on the day that it's being installed. But you can see that I I numbered everything here so you can see the way it goes together. And it's, like I said, I'll leave as many of these hoses connected as makes sense. I'll have to separate them, but leave some of them connected. All right. Hope you enjoy your Fountain Elaine. It's been a pleasure. And feel free to call if you have any questions. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, I got the lights still. I got the lights to add to this. I'll pause this once more. Okay, so I changed my mind. I'm not going to make the lights part of this tutorial video. It's so simple, straightforward LED lights that plug into a transformer. There's a splitter that you can plug the lights into, and the transformer plugs into the receptacle next to the pump. And if there's any questions about that, I don't want to unbox all that stuff. I want to get this to the terminal before it's too late to get it on the road today. All right? So feel free to call with any questions. Thank you. Take care.